Hey everyone, kind of hang tight. We're just letting everyone continue to fill in a little bit. In just a couple of seconds, we will get started with everything. Cool. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining in today. Welcome to the virtual college exploration for North Carolina and South Carolina students, sponsored by CACRAO and StriveScan. Today's session will be on exploring North Carolina transfer pathway programs. Before we get started, a couple little housekeeping things. This is a Zoom webinar format, so we cannot hear or see you. So at all times you are muted and your camera is off. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please put it within the Q&A feature. This will allow all of our guest speakers and panelists to see the question you have and make sure they can address it for you. So definitely you take advantage of the Q&A process for it. Keep in mind that this session will be recorded. In about a week, you will have access to it. And throughout the week, we have a ton of other sessions you can be a part of and sign up for. All the information can be found at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. At this point, though, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our guest speakers for today. Courtney, it's all you.
Thanks, Justin, and welcome everyone. We are excited to be speaking with you today in regards to the North Carolina Transfer Pathway Programs. So my name is Courtney Sola. I am an assistant director here in NC State's Office of Admissions. So again, thank you for logging in with us today. I have some wonderful colleagues on the line with us, so I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves briefly before we get started. So Cameron, I will pass it over to you first.
Good morning, friends. My name is Cameron Burrows, and I serve as the transfer coach for East Carolina University, and I also facilitate the Pirate Promise program.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Horn, and I'm the Senior Assistant Director for Transfer Admissions at UNC Wilmington.
Hello, everyone. My name is Beth Watts, and I'm the Associate Director for Online and Transfer Advising at Appalachian State. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, please, throughout this presentation, feel free to ask questions through the Q&A function as you have them. Do not feel like you have to wait until the end. Should you have questions, we will be addressing them throughout the entire presentation. So again, as soon as you have a question, put it in the Q&A and we're happy to answer. With that being said, let's get started. So a transfer student is one who begins their college academic career at one institution, earns some credit through the completion of coursework, and then decides for whatever reason to transfer to a different school to finish their education. In North Carolina, nearly 11,000 students transfer from one of our state's 58 community colleges to one of our 17 institutions within the UNC system each year. When considering the transfer process, it's really essential that you carefully research the policies of the school that you are interested in transferring into, as there is not one standardized policy that applies to all of our colleges. Now, for today, we are going to be talking about co-admission programs. Many two-year schools offer guaranteed admission programs with our different public schools within the state of North Carolina. We are going to talk about our 4 co-admission programs today, but do know that this is not an exclusive list. So if you're interested in any other institutions and their co-admission programs, definitely do your research.
All right, so what is a co-admission program? So it is a program that is designed to facilitate a seamless transition from your community college to your university while providing academic and transfer support while you're still enrolled and working on your associate degree. So the requirements for all of our different co-admission programs, for the most part, they do differ slightly, but for the most part, you do need to be enrolled at a North Carolina community college. You also need to be working on your associate degree. You have to maintain a certain GPA, and that may differ across our programs. And for the most part, you need to be enrolled full-time, so that's around 12 hours. And just keep in mind that although these programs do guarantee admission into the university, they may not guarantee admission into your specific major.
Okay, so why should you choose a co-admission program? These programs are growing across the state. As you'll hear, we've all got various community colleges that are associated with our programs, but why should you choose one? Well, one thing that's very beneficial is the academic advising. We all know that you're going to be transferring to a university, and so academic advising and getting those questions answered early so that you can make sure that you're choosing the right courses is vitally essential. So we really want for you to go ahead and connect with us so that we can help you with your advising courses. Also, it's a great opportunity for you to get some financial aid advising. So that it is a little bit different when you're coming from a community college to a four-year institution. So that financial aid help will help you kind of navigate what that's going to look like and how to accept your award so that you're not taking too much money, but that you're taking enough money to cover all of your expenses. And also a great opportunity to network. We want you to start coming to our campuses. We want you to be in contact with us. So go ahead and reach out. You can also network with various programs across our campuses. Like Cameron said, they're all a little bit different, but we do offer you the ability to come onto campus and use some of those campus services while you're part of our programs. And then finally, it's the guaranteed admission. Yes, you do have to maintain a certain GPA, but you are guaranteed admission if you follow all of the guidelines for our various programs. So this is a great way to go ahead and get your foot in the door and make sure that you are connecting with whatever institution that you want to be at. Okay, so a little bit about Appalachian State. We are 3,333 feet above sea level. So we like to say that we're up in the sky in the high country. This year, we actually just breached over 20,000 students. Whenever you include our graduate enrollment, our undergraduate enrollment is just over 18,000. We have tons of different majors, so many different majors that we have to keep up with, but it's always nice because students have a lot to choose from. A lot of our students study abroad, and we go to about 60 different countries. Right now, they're not doing that because of COVID, but coming, hopefully when everything gets back to normal, our students will get to study abroad and have those experiences. Now, our average class size tends to stay pretty small. It's about 28. We like to make sure that you get to know your professor and your professor gets to know you. And then we also want to make sure that you have opportunity for internships, and your professors can help you find those internships, and so can career development. But most of our students do require an internship or some sort of research with their program. And because of all the opportunities, most of our students are enrolled in higher ed after graduation or employed. So that's really, really great that students are able to find jobs or move on in their educational career. But keep in mind, we also want for you to have a little bit of fun while you're in school. So we want you to get involved in all the different clubs and organizations that are available on campus. Okay, so Aspire Appalachian is Appalachian's co-admission program. We partnered with Caldwell Community College starting last academic year, and we're happy to say that we had 7 students graduate in the first year, and we've got over 50 students who are currently active. We are in conversations with Central Piedmont, Catawba Valley, Gaston, Western Piedmont, and Wilkes to include them in the Aspire Appalachian program. So that should be coming this year. So we're hoping to get all those MOUs signed probably before Christmas, and then start pulling students in after the first of the year. So who's eligible to participate? Well, you must have completed ACA 122 with a grade of C or better. You must have at least 2 full-time semesters remaining at the community college to degree completion, and you must graduate with a minimum GPA of a 2.25. The benefits are, again, your guaranteed admission upon completion of an eligible 2-year associate's degree. And we do include a lot of the AAS degrees. So if there's an articulation agreement in there from the state or maybe between Appalachian and your institution, then we will also include those articulation agreements. You also get access to Appalachian student resources. You have access to pretty much all of our clubs and organizations except for Greek life and intramural sports. You also get various webinars throughout the year that, again, will help with advising, admissions, financial aid, and career development. And finally, like I said, you just get to go ahead and get to be a part of Appalachian, just like if you are looking at any of the other programs. It's just a great opportunity to go ahead and get your foot in the door. So thank you.
All right, so it's Cameron again, guys. Hello, this is a little bit about East Carolina University. So as you all know or may not know, we are located in the very small town of Greenville, North Carolina, that is around an hour and a half away from Raleigh and an hour and a half away from the coast. So we're right in the middle of a lot of different fun things. We were actually founded in 1907 as a teaching college, and although we remain very strong in our teaching roots, graduating the most teachers in the state of North North Carolina, we do offer quite a few programs besides teaching nowadays, with around 179 majors and 84 of those being for our undergraduate students. So in terms of our student population, we have around 29,000 students, so pretty big school. However, our class sizes remain pretty small, just like Appalachian actually, with 28 students per class, just about. Some other fun things about Pirate Nation, as they like to call it. We do have the largest college of business, education, nursing, and allied health in North Carolina. So we're super proud of those pirates. And my favorite fun fact about ECU, just to let you all know, is that our mascot, Petey the Pirate, is actually named after a real life pirate named Blackbeard, who was rumored to have lived in the Greenville area in the late 1800s. So pretty cool facts for you guys. So moving forward, I know this is why you're all here to learn about Pirate Promise. So the Pirate Promise transfer pathway does guarantee admission to East Carolina University while providing you with an opportunity to engage with Pirate Nation while you're still enrolled at your community college. Our benefits include me as your transfer coach. I talk with my Pirate Promise students several times a month and can provide anything that they need in terms of transferring assistance, applying to ECU, what credits are going to transfer, answering any of those questions for you, really. We also offer all sorts of micro scholarship opportunities, unofficial advising. Of course, your application fee is waived to ECU as a Pirate Promise student. And you're also eligible to get your ECU One card, which is your student ID card that you would keep with you as a pirate at ECU. And with that one card, you can access our career services, writing center, and you can even be a member of different student organizations on campus. So lots of really cool things. In terms of eligibility, so we do need you to be enrolled at one of our 36 partner schools. So guys, there's only 58 colleges, community colleges in North Carolina, and we are partnered with 36 of them. So there is a very good chance that you are currently attending one of our partner schools. You do need to be in your first year of your associate degree. So associate degrees are typically 2 years, got to be in that first year to apply to Pirate Promise. And you also need to be enrolled in a transfer program. So if you're not sure if your program is a transfer program, that's totally okay. We have a full list of all of those programs that are approved on the Pirate Promise website. Other eligibility requirements, we do need you to have a 2.5 GPA and you need to be enrolled full-time. Now this is one thing that is a little different. So we do allow high school students into Pirate Promise if you are in an early college or a CCP program, and you do need to be a junior. So got to be a junior if you're in CCP or early college, and you do not need to be enrolled full-time at your community college because we know that would be incredibly challenging for you as a high school student, right? So for those students, my high school students, you're eligible, you just have to be a junior, okay? So in terms of applying, it is relatively simple, guys. The website is piratepromise.ecu.edu. You're create your Pirate Promise portal, submit your application, and we don't need any supplemental documents at the time of the application because we'll verify that you're eligible with your community college. So the whole application period is around 10 minutes. It doesn't take long at all. And just so you know, we do have another application period coming up on November the 16th. So there are 2 opportunities to apply to Pirate Promise in the fall and in the spring. So we have 2 opportunities for you to apply. And again, we're super excited to open the application again on November the 16th. So long story short, guys, Pirate Promise is a really great way to welcome you to Pirate Nation and give you all the tools and resources that you need to be successful as you join us here at ECU.
Awesome. Thanks, Cameron. So everyone, we're about halfway through our presentation. So should you have any specific questions for Cameron or Beth, feel free to put them in the Q&A and they are happy to address them as we continue with our presentation. So once again, I'm Courtney. I am an assistant director at NC State University. So I'm excited to be telling you a little bit more about NC State and our C3 program. So at NC State, we understand that the pathway to our institution is not always direct. About 20% of our students start their college career at another college or university. And this past fall, we enrolled over 1,400 transfer students from 52 of the 58 North Carolina community colleges. So NC State is located in Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh is the capital city of our state and has been consistently ranked as one of the best cities to live and work in the US, and one of the best cities for jobs. So we're really proud and thankful for our location in Raleigh. It does provide so many opportunities for our students and really adds to the vibrant student experience that we have here at NC State. Our city not only provides those professional development opportunities that our students are really seeking out, but once again, those social opportunities and research opportunities that really are a big part of our identity here at NC State. NC State is proud to be the largest institution in North Carolina, and we do currently serve the most amount of North Carolinians. So we are 36,000 students strong. About 24,000 of those students are going to be in our undergraduate population and the rest in our graduate level programs. Now, even though we are a larger institution, like my colleagues, we are able to keep it a lot smaller in the classroom. So our average class size is just about 35 students as you start in more of your major specific coursework. If you are still finishing your general education courses, once you transfer to NC State, those classes may be a little bit bigger, but once again, as you delve into your major and as your classes become more rigorous, they'll reflect more of that 35 average class size. Now, NC State is one of the 2 public research intensive institutions within the state of North Carolina, and we are most notably known for our STEM programs, including our College of Engineering and our College of Sciences. Now, speaking of research, NC State's Centennial Campus is a nationally acclaimed public-private research campus where over 70 different corporate, government, and nonprofit partners actually work alongside of our academic and research units on our campus. So that's just a great example of how our professional community and scholar community within Raleigh really integrate and work with our students on a daily basis to provide some pretty top-notch opportunities to all of our students. NC State is also ranked number 11th in the nation for our entrepreneurship programs. Currently, we have over 70 different startups and spinoffs started just by NC State student research, attracting over $1.7 billion in venture capital. So when you come to our community, you'll realize that we are a bunch of thinkers and doers here, and we encourage all of our students to engage in that think and do mentality while at State. And most notably, we are known for our academic programs. So we proudly offer over 100 different majors that span 10 different academic colleges. Now, yes, we are most notably known as a STEM institution, once again, having a great College of Engineering and College of Sciences, but I can promise you we are not STEM exclusive. So we offer a great Poole College of Management where you will find all of your traditional business degrees, our College of Humanities and Social Sciences, a great College of Design, and the largest College of Textiles in the nation. So once again, not STEM exclusive by any means. So now when it comes to NC State's guaranteed admission pathway, it is called our Community College Collaboration, so our C3 program. C3 is NC State's dual enrollment, dual admission program between NC State and 11 regional community college partners. You can see all of our partners up on our screen. The only one that is not listed is James Sprunt. We just added James Sprunt this past fall, so we're really excited to have them as a partner in our C3 program. So C3, once again, is our guaranteed admission program. Students are guaranteed admission to NC State after they complete their AA, AS, or AE degree with a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 or better. Keep in mind, as my colleagues have mentioned, C3 participants are, yes, guaranteed admission into NC State, but not necessarily to the particular academic program of their choice. So with our academic programs, some will be more competitive than others for admission. So one really big benefit that's given to our C3 students is that they get to work alongside an NC State academic advisor as they are a part of that program to really help them find the best fit major for themselves at NC State and a major that they will be competitive for upon enrollment. Now, there are many values and many benefits associated with our C3 program. NC State, we really value your success as a student. So we pair you once again with a pathway to NC State degree in an academic and social support to really enhance your experience while in our program. C3 students will be assigned an NC State advisor upon admission to the program. And once again, that advisor will help you identify majors that are aligned with your academic interests and your career aspirations to ensure that the courses that you've taken at your community college will not only transfer into your major as an NC State student, but once again, be the best fit for you. As a part of our C3 program, you'll have direct access to our NC State specialized online advising and course planning tools. And these tools will really help you develop a comprehensive academic course plan to enhance your timely completion of both your associate's degree, but also your bachelor's degree at NC State. And then, of course, while enrolled at the community college and students who are a part of our C3 program will have the opportunity to visit our campus and network with other current C3 students across the community colleges, but also past C3 students on our campus to really help them build that community before they even come to our campus as a part of the program. Now, when it comes to who is eligible to apply to the C3 program, high school students can apply if they have completed less than 30 CCP or dual enrollment courses. If you are currently in your community college, you should have completed less than 30 transferable credit hours at the time that you submit your application to the C3 program. And you must have at least 24 semesters hours remaining in your associate's degree in order to be considered eligible. And most importantly, all students must be NC residents for tuition purposes. So you can live in North Carolina, but if you're not a resident for tuition purposes, you will not be eligible for the C3 program. Now, when it comes to who C3 is looking for, so our C3 program really seeks to enroll students from families with low to moderate income levels. Typically, that low to moderate income level is defined at about $85,000 per year, but our C3 program is very flexible with that. So if you have an income higher than that, you can always talk to our program to see if it can still be a good fit for you. The application process for the C3 program, that application for fall 2021 will be available on November 1st. And that application, along with any supporting materials that our C3 program may need, will be due no later than June 1st, 2021 for fall 2021 enrollment. So you do have a pretty big application period for C3. This application for the C3 program is completely online and there is no application fee for the C3 program. What's also really nice is that when you plan your transition to NC State, there is no separate application for your transition to NC State, since we will have been working with you for the past 2 years to plan that transition for you. So that is just a little bit about our C3 program. Should you have any questions after today, feel free to put them in the Q&A, or my information will be at the end of this presentation. So you're always welcome to connect with me and I'm happy to help. But with that being said, I am now going to pass it over to Jessica from UNC Wilmington.
Thanks, Courtney. So like Courtney said, everyone, my name is Jessica Horn. I'm the Senior Assistant Director for Transfer Admissions at UNC Wilmington, or UNCW, as it's a little easier to say. UNCW is the state's coastal university, so we are located on the eastern coast of North Carolina in the historic and idyllic city of Wilmington. We are home to around 14,650 undergraduate students. We're actually close to about 18,000 total enrollment when you add in our graduate school population. And we have a really robust transfer student population. So this fall, 49% of our incoming class were actually transfer students. We offer over 60 bachelor degree programs. Some of our most unique and most popular majors for transfer students include marine biology and film studies. And we also have over 300 clubs and organizations on campus. So there's a variety of ways for you to develop your passions and your interest in our community. And at UNCW, we really pride ourselves on having a student-centered approach to the undergraduate experience. So our student to faculty ratio is 18:1, and our average class size is around 27 students. All of our classes are taught by faculty, so none of our classes are currently taught by TAs. And applied learning is an integral part of the student experience at UNCW, and there's a heavy emphasis on that in every degree program. So students really have an opportunity to have hands-on experience in their field prior to graduating. One of the ways that students do that on our campus is through study abroad. We actually have over 1,000 programs in 50 different countries around the world. And another opportunity is through internships, which students can find through our Career Center. And actually those students who go through those applied learning experiences do go on to be prepared for life after graduation. About 75% of our graduates work full-time after graduation, while 14% pursue graduate school full-time. So definitely something we're really proud of at UNCW. And at UNCW, we like to work closely with our North Carolina Community College partners as well to ensure a seamless transfer process for students that are coming to us. So we offer the Pathways to Excellence program. It is a guaranteed admission program, and we have partnerships with 34 of the community colleges within the North Carolina Community College system. So students who enter the Pathways to Excellence agreement and complete their Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, or Associate of Engineering with a 2.5 GPA or higher will be guaranteed transfer admission to UNCW. So if you're an early college or CCP student and you're planning to apply as a transfer student, you can participate in the Pathways to Excellence program, but if you're thinking about applying as a first-year student, you wouldn't be eligible for this particular opportunity. Students who do enter the program will receive several benefits while they're attending their community college, including personalized assistance and advising from Transfer Student Success staff. So we actually have 2 regional counselors that are located in the Charlotte and Raleigh regions, and they work with community colleges around their counties. And so you actually have a staff member at your specific community college that will be a direct point of contact for you. And they'll provide you with advising to make sure that you're getting maximum transfer credit when you do transfer. We also invite our Pathways to Excellence students to on-campus events to help assimilate you into the UNCW community, as well as events that we do at your home institutions. We typically offer application assistance events, and if you attend one of those, we will waive your application fee when you're ready to apply. So talking about requirements to enter the program, it's pretty straightforward. You need to be attending one of those partner community colleges. There are 34, and you can view those on our website that's listed on this slide, or if you're not sure, you can also contact us and we'll be happy to help you. And then there is a digital letter of intent form that you'll need to fill out on our website. So it's pretty straightforward. You just enter in your information and you'll need to provide your advisor's name at your community college. And then we'll forward your form to them as well so they know what your plans are. And you can find that there on the website. And of course, if you have any questions, you're welcome to put them in the Q&A box or email us. And moving on into other helpful resources, we've talked a lot about the partnership programs, but there are some resources that students can use regardless of where you're transferring to. One of these is the CAA baccalaureate degree plans, or you'll sometimes hear them referred to as BDPs. And these BDPs have been developed by each institution to serve as guides to assist North Carolina Community College students with choosing appropriate coursework at their home institution to help meet general education and possibly major requirements at their transfer institution. So really the BDPs are designed to lead you from associate degree completion through major completion at your desired transfer institution. BDPs can typically be found on your transfer institution's website. If you're not sure where to find those, please feel free to contact one of us and we'd be happy to direct you to that resource on our particular website. And kind of in line with that, another important factor that we all recognize in your transfer process is how your credit will transfer. So one resource that you also want to look out for are transfer credit databases. Each transfer institution offers a database on their website where you can view course equivalencies. So even if you're attending community college now, if you went to another university, that can be helpful for you to see how your courses will transfer. Again, just be sure to reach out to your transfer institution if you're not sure where this is located. And another thing that you want to be aware of as a North Carolina Community College student is the Comprehensive Articulation Agreement, or CAA for short. And this is an agreement that exists between the North Carolina Community Colleges and the North Carolina Public Universities. It governs the transfer of credit for courses taken within an Associate of Arts or Associate of Science program. So if you're completing an AA or AS and you transfer in under the CAA, you may also be granted waivers for certain general education requirements at your transfer institution. So if you have any questions about specific policies, equivalencies, or how your courses will transfer, again, we just really encourage you to reach out to one of us and we can assist you with your questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Jessica. So everyone, that is all the information that we had for you today. So should you have any questions, please do feel free to put them in the Q&A box and we are happy to address them. As you're waiting for questions to come in, we did want to share our contact information with everyone. So not only is it information for our Office of Admissions, if you're thinking more of a general transfer pathway, but also information for our specific transfer pathway programs, should you want to connect with those individual programs to learn a little bit more about what that transfer process looks like through that guaranteed admission program. But with that being said, I'm going to head over to the Q&A box and we'll start addressing some of the questions that you guys had. So the first question that came in is about campus visit opportunities for each of our institutions. So at this time, are our institutions offering in-person campus visits? And if not, what type of virtual visit opportunities are we offering? So Beth, I'll let you start off first with Appalachian.
Thank you. Well, at this time, we are not doing in-person campus tours, but we do allow students and families to come on campus and you can pick up a campus map and then do a walking tour yourself. And we're hoping to start offering, hopefully with what happens with COVID, hopefully we will start offering on-campus tours in the spring at a very small population. Then we also do have a lot of virtual visits. So if you go to appstate.edu/visit, then you will see all of our virtual opportunities. We just had our virtual open house last weekend, so that was a big event for us. But then we've also got opportunities for you to get transfer information sessions. I do a lot of pre-transfer advising chats. So if you have any questions about how your courses would transfer to Appalachian, you can set up an advising chat with me. We also have advising chats for our admissions counselors. So lots of virtual opportunities, and we encourage you to look at those. Again, that's appstate.edu/visit.
Awesome, thanks. What about you guys, Cameron, over at ECU?
Yes, so very similar. I'm sure a lot of our answers are going to be super similar. Yes, we do have all kinds of virtual tours. We actually are able to offer in-person tours at ECU for right now. Hopefully we're able to continue that. Obviously, we do have to keep the numbers very, very small. And so our in-person tours are booked like maybe 2 weeks in advance at this point, which is awesome, but it does take a little bit of planning from our families just to make sure that you're registering and making sure you're letting us know how many people you're bringing to campus, just so that we can make sure that we're keeping all of our visitors socially distanced and safe. And obviously, definitely wear your mask and follow safety precautions when visiting us. But if you don't want to visit us on campus, that's totally cool. We have virtual information sessions as well. We also offer student panels. So that's just where you can just show up virtually and ask our current ECU students anything that you'd want to know about being a pirate. We also have presentations from our academic advisors. We call them academic days. And so they're just like information sessions, but about specific majors at ECU. So if you know enough about Pirate Nation and you just want to hear about, I just want to hear about biology, we have those available for you too. So if you want to come on campus or not, we have some pretty good opportunities for you to learn more about us.
Awesome. And UNC Wilmington?
So at UNCW, we are offering in-person guided tours Monday through Friday. We have a few different time slots available during the day, and those are capped at 10 people. So very small groups, but we are trying to offer multiple times throughout the day. And we just opened some Saturday tours as well through November. So if you can't come during the week, you can try to take advantage of one of those Saturday tours. Similarly to ECU, those are booking up quickly because they are capped small. So just be sure that you're visiting our C-Level website, which is just clevel.uncw.edu to book your tour. And very similarly, safety precautions are in place. We just ask that you wear your mask and come prepared to be socially distant. If you're not comfortable being in a guided campus tour, we also offer self-guided tours, so we can give you an information packet at our office and you can walk around campus on your own. And then virtually, we do have a virtual tour that's available on our website. And we just had our virtual open house at the beginning of this month, but all of those pre-recorded sessions are available at uncw.edu/open house. And as far as meeting with transfer counselors, we do have virtual appointments available. So you can meet one-on-one with a transfer counselor, and those can be made through our virtual website as well.
Awesome, thanks. And I'll cover NC State last. So at NC State, we are currently not offering any in-person tours that have been officially organized through our Office of Admissions. Since we are a state institution, our campus is technically open if you want to walk around and kind of experience NC State in a really informal way. But do know, once again, it's not going to be a guided tour, and majority of our buildings are locked and closed. But now when it comes to learning more about NC State, we offer a plethora of virtual visit opportunities for our students. So we offer general virtual transfer information sessions. We offer topic-specific sessions that revolve around academic programs and student life. We do offer student chats where you can talk to other NC State students about their experience. We offer a live virtual tour where you'll be guided through campus by one of our student ambassadors just virtually. And then we also do offer virtual one-on-one appointments. So you can meet with an admissions counselor one-on-one to really talk about your application and maybe transferring to NC State. And all of those opportunities are available on our campus visit website. So we definitely encourage you to engage with those opportunities to continue to learn more about NC State, as at this time, once again, we're not welcoming visitors to our campus. So the next question I want to ask that came into the Q&A, Beth, I'm going to direct this one to you. So for our co-admission programs, are they only for North Carolina students or also for students outside of the state of North Carolina? And if a student is outside of the state of North Carolina, what would you recommend for them when it comes to these transfer pathway programs?
Well, keep in mind the transfer pathway programs are for in-state students. So these are for students that are attending a North Carolina community college. If you are an out-of-state resident, but you are attending a North Carolina community college, I think you're going to need to talk to the program specifically about that. Appalachian would probably consider that and might allow you in. So you would need to talk to each program and see what their specific requirements are. But yes, they are traditionally for in-state students going to a community college.
Awesome. And to kind of echo off that, I would say for any student who is not a North Carolina resident, I would also encourage you to look at our other general transfer pathways. So each of our institutions do accept a large amount of transfer students each year. So really quickly, can each of us just talk about what that transfer process looks like, just kind of any general recommendations or requirements to be considered a competitive transfer applicant? And Beth, we can start with you again.
Well, really for us at Appalachian, we're really looking at your GPA. We're looking to see that you've got a competitive GPA, that you've been involved we really want for you to be a mountaineer and get involved in the community. So we like to see that also. With regard to the application process, we do require the application through CFNC. And our suggested deadlines for application for spring is October 15th, and for fall and summer it's February 1st, but we are on a rolling admission basis. So we will admit until the class is full. So those are just suggested deadlines. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. What about you, Cameron?
So general transfer requirements for any student who's just interested in transferring to ECU without Pirate Promise, we're looking for students with at least 24 credit hours post high school, a 2.0 GPA, and an English 1100 equivalent. And yeah, we offer our application for spring, summer, and fall 2021 is currently open. So if you are interested, definitely go for it.
Awesome. UNCW?
So very similar at UNCW, we are primarily looking at your college GPA. We like to see that you have a 2.5 or higher and that you've completed 24 hours of college level transferable coursework. We try to take a holistic approach to reviewing applications. So if you don't have one of those, it's still possible to be admitted, but we may request some additional information from you. And we also like to see that students have completed Gateway Math or English. And we do have about 20% of our transfer population that apply from out-of-state colleges or universities. So I just recommend using the transfer credit equivalency tool like Courtney mentioned and our major degree program worksheets. Those are both helpful resources.
Awesome. And then at NC State, in order to be considered a competitive applicant, if you are not pursuing our C3 program, we would recommend that you have at least 30 transferable credit hours completed at the time that you submit your application to NC State, and have at least a 3.0 cumulative GPA. Now, with our transfer process, you will be applying directly to your academic program of choice, and you will be evaluated for admissions purposes based on the academic program that you list on your application. Each of our academic programs do have their own specific recommendations for competitive applicants. So that's typically coursework and a GPA threshold that they would recommend students to have in order to be considered the most competitive. Now, being competitive, of course, doesn't guarantee admission, but it does put you in the best position for admission. I always encourage students to do your research before applying to NC State as a transfer student, as our recommendations do vary from academic college to academic college. So a great example of that is with our Poole College of Management. In order to be considered competitive, you just need a college calculus and a college English course. But for our College of Engineering, you need that English composition, Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc-based physics, and a college level chemistry. So once again, they vary. So definitely do your research if you are applying as a transfer student outside of our C3 program, so you can really help set yourself up for success in our process. Now, we had a question about the contact information listed on our screen. So you will see the contact information just for our general admissions offices that any transfer student is welcome to contact us at. And then you'll also see the contact information for our specific pathway programs. So if you're just looking into a general program, maybe a pathway program is not for you, feel free to contact our Office of Admissions at our general admissions email addresses or phone numbers, and we're happy to answer any of your questions about the transfer process that way. So a question that I think all of us can answer, because it may be a little bit different per institution. So when applying to our pathway programs, are the students just applying to that pathway program, or at the same time, are they also applying to your institution? And then when they are ready to transition out of the pathway program to your institution, do they also have to reapply to the institution? So we'll keep going in the same order. So Beth, you'll be first.
Okay, so thank you. So we ask students to submit what we call an intent form. So each community college that we partner with will have their own intent form. And so students will complete that intent form, and then they will be reviewed by the community college to make sure that they have met the ACA 122 requirements, still have the time that we require to degree completion, things of that nature. Then once that review has been completed, they are activated in their portal, and then that allows us to start contacting them. Now, whenever it comes to the application process, you do still have to submit a formal application through CFNC, but we can work with you on the fee waiver for that, but we will still have to have a formal application over and above the intent form. So thanks.
So for Pirate Promise, yeah, you apply to the Pirate Promise program, and then you keep rocking and rolling, working on your associate degree. And then when you're ready to apply to ECU, you submit your official application to ECU, and you will know when to do that because you'll be working with me, your transfer coach. So I'm going to be with you every step of the way when you submit your ECU application.
And for Pathways to Excellence, we just require an intent form to enter the program. So you'll just submit that through the Pathways to Excellence website. And then when you're ready to apply, we require that you do a transfer application. Right now, that would be through CFNC as well.
Awesome. And then for NC State, you're just applying to our C3 program. So you'll complete that initial application when you do want to enter the C3 program, and then you do not have to reapply to our institution through our Office of Admissions. You'll work with our C3 program coordinator to ensure that you do meet the criteria for admission and that you can be considered for admission into your particular academic program of choice. So for us, it's not a separate application. So we have about 1 minute left. The last two questions that we got in our Q&A are pretty similar, and just asking, what are our institutions looking for in our competitive transfer students? And as you heard a little bit before, it varies among institution to institution. So definitely check out your institution's transfer website to see what will make you the most competitive applicant in that transfer process. And then we can't stress it enough, definitely contact our Office of Admissions, because we're always happy to help and really help set you up for success in our admissions processes. But I believe we are out of time. So Justin, I will turn it back over to you. Thank you everyone for coming out today. And we hope you found this information very helpful.
Thank you so much to our speakers and our panelists today, and thank you all for joining. Really quickly, just remember, we do have more sessions, and it's recorded. Will be posted a little bit later time. That can be found on that website, www.cacrao.org. And lastly, once this call ends, you will see a quick 4-question survey pop up. Please take some time to fill it out. We would love to hear your feedback. Besides that, you all have a great day and enjoy yourself.